This is Monday in Tryon, North Carolina, and got back from the associational meeting for Polk Association. And the pastor, Phil Bailey, gave a wonderful devotion to we pastors, but I believe that this devotion applies just as widely to members of churches as it does to pastors. So whether you're a member of a church or a pastor of a church, I think you can relate to this. And I think that's very applicable. And I don't normally preach other people's messages, but I definitely want to do that tonight with Phil Bailey's very poignant and appropriate and timely for my own life application. The first thing that he said was that we need to look back at Jesus' model prayer, if you will, that says, that we're to ask for forgiveness as we forgive others. And then he went through a whole number of things where pastors can be hurt in the ministry, or their family members can be hurt in the ministry by a careless or even a definitely a deliberate hurtful word from a parishioner, from a member of the church. But I would say the same thing to you in the church, whether it's a fellow member or whether it's a staff member who says something to you either unintentionally or intentionally that hurts you. We need to forgive as we want to be forgiven. But you see, the real point of his message was not the fact that we know that we should forgive, because after all, when Tony Dickerson delivered his message about the acid of anger, and he said, the acid of anger hurts the person in whom it is stored far more than in whom it's poured. It's true. When you hold bitterness, resentment, hurt inside of you, it hurts you, not the person that hurt you. And so we do need to forgive, but I want you to know that it's really, really hard to forget unless you do forgive. And so he had started out with the point, we need to forget some stuff. Well, that's true. We do need to forget some stuff. We need to put it behind us. And he used Philippians 3:13, putting those things behind me that are behind me. But it's hard to put it behind you unless you forgive first. And today I spent some time when I got home forgiving some people that have hurt me along the way, going back to the beginning of my ministry, all the way through the present time. I went back through events of my life with various people that I've come in contact with who may have hurt me, and have made it a point to forgive them. They may not know they hurt me, or maybe they did and they just didn't care. It doesn't really matter. I need to forgive them. And when I have forgiven them and truly mean that I've forgiven them, then I can forget about it, instead of it just keep coming back to my mind, because the devil wants it to keep coming back to my mind. He wants to rob me of the joy of his salvation. So we have to come to the place where we forgive, then we can forget and put it behind us. So he said, there's some things we got to forget and put behind us. There's some things we got to forgive and put behind us. And then he said, we've got some things that we need to focus on. And the things we need to focus on are the glory of God, the graciousness and the mercy and the grace of his salvation. Philippians 4:8. We need to focus on the Savior. We need to remember all of the good things, not just the bad things. But my guess is, if your life is anything like mine, there have been far few offenses as compared to blessings. And whether those people that hurt you ever realize that they did, whether they ever really care that they did, doesn't really matter, because we need to forgive them as Jesus forgave us. We need to put them behind us. We need to be assured that we've forgotten as well as forgiven, and we need to focus on Jesus, our Savior, and all of the blessings he's given to us. That's your thought for the day. I hope that you'll focus on Jesus, but before you're able to do that fully, you're going to have to forgive some people, and you're going to have to forget some things that have happened. And once you have forgiven and forgotten, you're going to find a lot more joy than you have right now with the bitterness, the acid of anger, if you will, on whom it hurts more and whom it's stored than on whom it's poured. Your thought for the day. God bless you.